So,
Wait, explain this to me.
all right, so I'm kind of painting myself into a corner. All right, so not like child pornography as is, you know what I mean, but more.
And whose team is this? Is this your team? Or is this your daddy's team?
Thanks for listening to Dad Mode Podcast. Common sense parenting in a politically correct world. Here's your host, Andy Carlson.
Welcome back to the Dad Mode Podcast, Common Sense Parenting in a Politically Correct World. I'm your host, Andy Carlson, at Andy Carlson Show on the Twitter machine. I'm a father, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but you don't either. They're cheapy, so let's try and learn something together today. Website is dadmodepod.com. Show is available on iTunes. Twitter is dadmodepod, or just use the hashtag dadmode. And with me today, I'm back in the house, Nickason, at Nickason on Twitter machine. Hey.
Andy, how's it going?
Now, you have been very busy the past couple weeks, so we haven't been able to hook up. Now, is it all of the corporate mergers, corporate acquisitions? You got squash games. What's going on?
Well, my company's been busy. They've been
You're getting awards. Not you.
Well, no. A company got an award from actually from one of our clients who enjoys working with us, and me and another coworker drove up to the company, which was located in St. Cloud, to accept the award. So that was pretty fun. It's nice to know that we're appreciated by our clients. And our company's been busy. Fall there's always a lot of work to be done, so they're kind of pushing. Hey, Nick, I know you're doing enough overtime right now, but could you do a little bit more?
Now,
So
you sound sick.
I don't know. I had the windows open last night, so this morning, it's 30 or 40 degrees. So
you had the windows open during the coldest night of the fall, and the heat was probably going. So your landlord must be supremely happy with you.
I did not have the heat on.
That's money out the window, Nick.
We didn't have the heat on.
Slumlord. All right. So hold on. Didn't have the heat on. Coldest night of the year, and you're overworked to the bone. Probably not getting enough rest, and you wonder why you're sick.
This is just a quick thing. It'll come and go.
Because you sound stuffy. You sound like Richard J. Bottomtooth.
Oh, I feel fine. It's my body feels fine.
All right. It's the end of the world, and Nick knows it, and he feels fine. All right, so Dad Mode, you may have noticed that we took a week off, mainly because it's the football season. I've been getting the piss pounded out of me. On Purple for the Win, we've been getting a ton of great shows up there. Purple FTW.com, by the way. Also available on iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio. So during the football season, we're going to switch Dad Mode to a weekly podcast. So 1 day a week, probably a Monday, and we'll just drop a little knowledge on you instead of the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we'll go with that. It will suit Nick's life better since fall is football / asbestos season. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
And Nick, are you worried that eventually the world will run out of asbestos because the 80s only lasted so long?
No, it's the world is big, and there's still countries that use asbestos. So I'm assuming maybe 50 to 100 years down the road, maybe the U.S. might be out of asbestos, but not the rest of the world. And, after 50 years, I won't care anymore. So,
all right. Now, today's topic, kids and the rest of the family. And I want to talk about mainly what do you do with your kids when they're being babysat by cousins, brothers, sisters, grandparents, aunts, uncles, etc. Like what's sort of the decorum when dealing with your kids around the rest of the fam, etc., etc., etc. So, like Nick, when you were growing up, how often were you dumped on, I don't know, aunts, uncles, maybe grandparents to be like, "Hey, someone watches Brat, get him out of here. All right, peace out."
For me, it was grandparents. My grandfather and grandmother on my mom's side, they lived in St. Paul, a few miles away, so it was very easy for my mother to drop me off during the day, maybe once or twice a week, because my mom worked days, my dad sometimes worked days, sometimes nights.
I love the caveat. Sometimes work days.
Well, my dad had multiple jobs when I was growing up. He did he's not a smart man, so he had.
Why not? All right, listeners out there, I'm going to list off Nick's dad's jobs: fishmonger, scratch off ticket participant, pull tab wrangler, etc.
God, he worked.
Manny Pacquiao entourage participant.
That's way too late. No.
Why can't we be friends?
No. He worked as a chef or a cook at a Asian restaurant, surprisingly, and he worked at a knitting mill. Like he was a laborer. He could work second, third shifts, so it was hard for me to be watched. I was very in particular of having strangers watch me, I guess. From what I was told, I was a very stubborn child. So I had family, mostly grandparents, were watching me. So
stubborn how?
As I say goes, kind of like the only child kind of syndrome, because my brother was 6 years older than me, and we weren't bonding, so.
So you're saying is you were kind of a country boy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we'll go with that. Now, I bring this up because, it's so weird because the wife and I we haven't had, we haven't really asked anyone to like babysit Muggsy for extended period of time, even though that seems to be the norm. Like, Crystal's brother and sister, they each have kids, and they're watched by Crystal's parents quite a bit. And it makes sense because they live in the same city, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, but there's a whole like family unit built in of like babysitters and stuff like that. And I just want to know, like, what is the decorum? Because obviously, since it's family, you're not paying them unless it's like a little kid or like a like a teenager who you're trying to teach responsibility and stuff. Be like, oh, here's our $4 an hour, Sonny. Watch our kid for the evening. Blah blah blah. But what is the how much is too much? Because the rest of the family, that they want to be nice and be like, oh, sure, we'll watch your kid. It's really hard to say no. And how much is too much? Like it. So Nick, you are asked to house sit and dog sit quite a bit. All right, so we'll use that as our analogy because I don't think anyone can legally leave you alone with a young child yet. So,
oh my God!
So when people ask you to house sit, dog sit, when does it get too much for you? Like when do people like habitually line step and then eventually just take advantage of your kind naturedness?
If it happens, okay, for this situation, if it happens more than once a month, then I would like, okay, what's going on here? How much, like, where are you guys actually going? Or something like that. I would, because, and if you don't give me enough time notice, if it's something like a rush thing, like they think I didn't make plans, a couple weeks ahead to do this one
Saturday
thing.
night, Nick's got nothing going on.
Hey, I could have stuff going on. My castle's open on Saturday night.
I have coupons, Dick. I keep telling you, $4 off a Crave case.
That sounds fantastic.
Which is basically them paying you $1 because White Castle's pretty cheap to begin with.
I think, being taken advantage of, not, to me, not giving enough advance notice to kind of just assume that you'll be able to, like, just do it, yeah, and just, if it's like for a long, for dog sitting, if it's like a long extended period of time, like, a week or two, it's, then you can feel a little bit burned out. But I've been very fortunate. A lot of my friends, they ask around before asking me, it's, I'm always like one of the top 3 options, but I'm an option. So, and, fortunately I'm usually pretty free and I do like enjoying it. It's, It's just if it, came too much. I've never had to do it more than once a month, per family or household that I had to do this. So
now, like I mentioned, we haven't had Muggsy been babysat before, but I've kind of seen it because you see everything on Facebook where people are always just putting out the whiny status like, oh, our babysitter fell through, can someone please help us out, et cetera, et cetera, where it's like the wife and I never really went out a ton, to begin with. We're very homebodies. We're very Netflix and chill, both literal and euphemism terms for that. And someone will get that. There you go. And we're not the type who's like, all right, so it's Saturday night, we have to go out, we have to get a babysitter. Is this for frivolous reasons? Yes. But you know what? It's okay. We're gonna pay to go out. We're gonna pay to have a babysitter. That's not really our bag. But I do see, a lot of especially younger couples, like late 20s, early 30s, that it's like, man, that they're dumping those kids on grandparents who've been watching them every single weekend, or cousins, aunts have been watching them, probably have their own plans of something they'd rather do, except they're too nice to say no, watching these damn kids again. And it's just like, yeah, you know what? Do you really have to go out for the 5th weekend in a row? You really have to go out? Do you?
You need to have a system. The party, the family, the parents, and the family. That's they have to have a verbal agreement, a system down for them to be okay with it. I mean, a lot of family members, they love spending time with the kids. It won't bother them that much if the parents go out. But for me, I'm one of those if you're having kids, 90% of your time you should 95. You're with your kids. You're with your kids forever.
It's like if you're going to like a play or something, it's like, oh, do you know anyone in the play? No. So your kids aren't in the play. You don't have any friends in the play? No. Why gonna go see the play? We feel like it. All right, cool. And I understand, especially from an older relative perspective. Say you're like the aunt, or like a younger great aunt. So 50 years old. It's Saturdays. You're probably just doing your hair, maybe soaking your feet, watching your stories, blah blah blah. So the kids, especially if they're younger, they're probably in bed by 8, and you're probably like a little light in your life, etc. In between episodes of CSI Miami. But eventually you become the dumping ground because it's like, oh, Aunt X doesn't have anything going on Saturday. She's going to watch CSI. And so then eventually he's like, I don't want to watch the kids, except I can't say no now because it's kind of my thing and I'm too nice of a person. And now you're the official babysitter of Saturday night, sponsored by DraftKings.
If it's something like the situation, if it's as you said, if they're a younger couple who want to go out partying, get wasted, I might frown upon it. I don't mind it if it's what if you have an emergency? What if someone has to be rushed to the hospital that you don't want to bring the kid or something? I need
a Grey Goose and vodka stat. That would be too much.
Grey Goose that's a lot of vodka.
Well, Grey Goose and grapefruit, Greyhound. There you
go. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, emergencies, it's fine, to kind of, but I mean, you have to have that win thing, let people know ahead of time and have, multiple relatives, you don't have it all on that one relative, spread the love across the family, both sides. For my brother and sister-in-law, they ask family on my mom's side and family on my dad's side to, if they have to run an errand or something and they need someone to watch the kid for, an hour or two, they can definitely do that.
Plus, all right, so this is getting a little bit more outside the box. I feel like you can take a kid pretty much everywhere that you would go normally, except for a bar. No, really.
You mentioned playing musicals, movies. No.
Well, you can, except then you'd be that dick. No, except sorry, I should have specified. Talking more just daily errands and stuff, like run to Target or CVS or the doctor or getting oil change, etc.
Maybe doctor, maybe I don't know.
I feel like if your kid's not country child, yeah, then I think you're fine. Plus, also, I think it's good for teaching them that, hey, we are out in public right now. You do not throw a tantrum. You do not think that the world revolves around you. How about you be quiet, eat your snack, read your book, etc.
Let's talk about kids' ages. Like, are we talking babies? Are we talking toddlers? Are we talking like?
Well, see, babies will be fine since they mostly just eat and sleep and poop, which is fine. And that's the life, by the way. I would say toddlers and younger kids, that gets a little bit trickier. But then again, it's also something where you do have to introduce them and do have to teach them about being out in public, and they can't be like, "I'm bored." God, when kids say that, I want to rip their parents' throats out, because you can't rip the kids' throats out because apparently that's frowned upon in 48 of the 50 contiguous United States. Where was that?
Yeah.
But there's so much crap nowadays where kids can be entertained because, as much as I hate to say it, just give the damn kid a phone or a tablet or a Nintendo DS, and they'll be fine, and they'll shut up, and they'll be fantastic.
I was out last night, a late dinner with some family. I had a younger cousin who was playing a football game.
Did you get the bloomin' onion at Outback Steakhouse?
I did not get the bloomin' onion. I actually just got a burger there, and we'll talk about that after the show. Oh man, that's a mac and cheese, smokehouse mac and cheese. Oh, so good. Oh, no, but we were there with two younger cousins, who I believe I think he must be three or four. And this was late at night. This was after 8. And he was fussy and he wanted to run around and he wasn't listening to his mom, and it's great. It's hard to take if you're not experienced yet to take your kid out. It can be a little frustrating.
It's kind of funny. I think I'm gonna be spoiled because how you can kind of tell a kid's personality even when they're a child. I feel like Muggsy's gonna be extremely chill.
That'd be nice.
She's gonna be as chill as like a Bob Marley revival, except not high all the time, just like whatever, man. Shoot, yeah.
Well, when you have another kid, I'm thinking it's gonna be opposite. So this Muggsy might be the chill baby, but baby number 2 might be the baby.
Yeah, but that's okay too. And the parents who all right, so the worst of the worst, like you mentioned about the play and the movie theater, about parents who bring the kids who can't sit down, shut up, and behave. And I think they're like the worst of the worst. They're actually even worse than the parents who just dump their kids off on whoever doesn't have anything going on Saturday night, because it's like, man, I got to go out. I got to get my drink on. I got to get my going out on, and it's like, maybe this is just like the crotchety old man homebody talking. It was like, why? What's the point? Going out is not great. You have to be around people.
Yeah, true. I don't know. All depends on the type of people they are.
They're people I hate.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't like anyone, really.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Except for people who work at White Castle, because they're phenomenal.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Do you even have a White Castle down in Farmington?
Yeah, there's one on Cedar.
Apple.
It's like Cedar and 46. So right there.
Ooh. You have a Cane's, you have a White Castle. You live in a good area.
It is a good area. It is very quiet. It is very monochromatic.
I don't know what that word means.
It's right. Someone will get it. And then I'll get a mean tweet. It's okay. Yep. Now,
well, we talked about family watching kids. What about you with strangers or friends? You have a lot of friends.
I would be okay with the majority of people watching the kid, because when you have a baby, everyone comes out of the work and says, like, if you ever needed a babysitter, OMG, I'm totally in. And I feel like I would be okay with a lot of them. Crystal did have an incident when we were in Target and we were buying Muggsy a crib, and like the cashier lady like came over and got a little too handsy with Muggsy. Like, you know how like Target employees are, or store employees are in general. Like, yeah, the hands touching money, touching all these various products that people with dirty hands were touching in the first place, and then she was like rubbing Muggsy's cheeks and stuff, and then Crystal's kind of a germaphobe. Like, I was fine with it, but Crystal was like, ew, 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 ew. Except then again, you don't want to be the parent that snaps like, hey, get your hands off my child, damn it. Even though because she's a nice older lady, she probably has some grandkids of her own, or if she doesn't, she's wanting grandkids, except her jerk off kids won't have jerk off children. And hashtag jerk off children. And so you don't want to interrupt her fun time, because you can tell that she was very into it. Plus, Muggsy's like the official baby of Apple Valley Target. She really is. She's basically the mascot. There's never been a time where we brought the kid into Target just to shop or get something cute where the cashier hadn't like melted.
You do have an adorable kid though, so I mean that's.
And this is controversial to say, mixed kids, cutest kids.
I think so. I'm a mixed kid.
Because
I was cute once.
Well, you're the outlier. Shoot. Well.
Whoa, hey, Dick. I said I was cute.
All right. So full disclosure. Now I can say that line, by the way, because my kid is mixed. So I'm full blood Asian. The wife is full blood white. We really can't really peg down what ethnic archetype she is. Well, I think she's mainly Norwegian, but whatever. So our kid is half white, half Asian, and it's the strawberry banana swirl. It's the yellow banana swirl. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what we accomplished there.
We're talking. We're talking about. Oh yeah, we're talking about Target and other kids watching your kids.
Yep. All right. So just what do you got for me?
All right. So let's say you have a friend who's not a parent, who does no responsibility with kids. Would you trust them to watch your kid?
If it was a female, yes. If it was a male, no. And this may sound bad, but I feel like the females have this biological gene in them for child rearing and taking care of children, whereas men are like, nah, we're good. Hey baby, you want a Miller Lite? Cool.
Keep it down. I'm trying to watch TV.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Whereas, in this whole politically correct, like all sexes matter, equality sort of thing, we always ignore that women are more predisposed to raising children properly, whereas men aren't really that good. I'll be honest. I mean, there are good dads out there. Like I'm a master at baby diaper changing and baby food making and getting her to take a nap and go to sleep and etc. But that's a learned skill. That's not in the double helix, as it were, as I feel like it is with females.
I get what you're saying. like mothers are like born to know how to make and raise children on their own.
Yeah, it is literally like biological. It's like they, well,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. All right, let's take this to a standpoint of what if you and Crystal become the parents, the go-to parents for watching kids.
Now,
how much? I like. Okay, all right, I'll stop there then.
I'm very quick to call out BS because I have a very high BS meter. Now, if it's something like work emergency, family emergency, absolutely, that's perfectly fine. But if it's just like, hey, we want to go out and see this play or a monster truck rally, it just came out of nowhere. Has that thing been scheduled for 4 months? Yeah, I know, but we really want to go. It's my life dream ever since this morning. I'll be very quick to be like, no, we're good. Because I definitely love helping people out, but I'm very quick to sense when I'm being taken advantage of, or the situation is where like they're just kind of freeloading or dumping off this thing. Because yeah, I absolutely hate that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my despisable thing. It's like I'll never loan people money either, unless it's like an extremely dire situation. But instead, if it's just like, hey, I got this really awesome 4-wheeler, and the seller's very motivated. Yeah, help me out. Where it's like, nah. Where it's like, my kid really needs his kidney medication. Yeah, help me out. I'm like, okay, but I will go to the kidney medication place and pay them in cash.
Is that why you wouldn't let me buy that 4-wheeler? Hate you.
What are you gonna do with a 4-wheeler in St. Paul?
You know,
Oh, urban
Jackass
4-wheeling. Now, do you remember the thing from Jackass, urban kayaking?
No.
All right. So they had a kayak on wheels, and then they just kayak throughout like cities.
Oh, really? Was it the TV show or movies?
TV show.
Okay.
Yep.
No, I don't remember that. That's funny.
Yeah, except I don't know, 4-wheeler. I always find 4-wheelers dumb.
Why?
Like unless you live on a farm and if it's actually being used for like a gator. Like a gator makes sense if you're hauling stuff around the farm, but if you're just using it to dick around, seems like a huge waste.
Does that mean you're not a fan of like jet skis?
Jet skis are fine, but maybe it's rooted in let's see, in 7th grade, one of my classmates was killed in an ATV accident, where it was a spot where he was speeding, and it's like, all right, so we're gonna get controversial, and it's like a spot where it's very sad, it's very tragic, except like what level of feel bad are you supposed to have? I mean, yes, it was an accident, but he's also speeding on a recreational vehicle. Whereas the 4-year-old kid who has bone marrow cancer, he's got leukemia. I mean, both are sad, both are tragic, but one was their actions and one was something out of their control. It's exactly like the Lamar Odom debate that's been going on, and you feel bad for the guy, obviously, except you know what? If you're gonna just be coked out of your mind and do every drug known to man, and if you end up passing away in a brothel, it's kind of on you. It's kind of your thing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Hey, no one forced you to marry a Kardashian.
I kind of think he was forced.
No, and the worst part about it is that the Keep It Up for the Kardashian show, the cameras and like the entire stupid crew, they showed up to the hospital and turned that into a circus. And yeah, that they're going to completely work this for ratings. It's like the very special Lamar almost dying episode, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, tonight on E. And that morons are going to watch it. And that morons are going to be like, Chloe is completely sad. She is not faking those tears whatsoever. Oh my God. I don't know how we got here, but I'm glad we did.
He spent $75,000 there. Oh man,
that's a lot. Or it's like
my dream.
The same. I feel like people are too binary with death. Either it's actually not even binary. It's all one note with death. It's very mono note with death, where it's like every death is a tragedy and should be celebrated the same, and there should be hashtags, and there should be tweets of so sad, so tragic, blah, blah, blah. But I don't feel it's on par with the 4-year-old kid with the leukemia as that dude on the 4th of July who got drunk and then let off an M80 on top of his head. That's not on the same level.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you feel bad for the family, but I don't feel bad for that dude. He kind of got what he deserved.
Hashtag got what he deserved.
that is really true. Hashtag got what he deserved. Now, I can't remember It might have been on a different show. It wasn't on Purple for the Win, that's for sure. But I discussed that there should be, you know how in minor league baseball there's like A, double A, triple A, etc.
Yeah.
Like there's levels of minor league baseball. Child pornography and grief you should feel about deaths should be in that tiered system. So
wait, explain this to me.
all right, so I'm kind of painting myself into a corner. All right, so not like child pornography as is, you know what I mean, but more child pedophiles. All right, so the ones making and distributing child pornography are definitely at the lowest of the low. Like actually no, they would be the highest of the high. So they would be AAA. They're the complete scum of the earth. Lock them up underneath the jail and just move on. Completely forget about them. Jared from Subway, you know, he had a thing for having sex with 16-year-old girls. Single A. Yeah, that's very low on the child pedophilia scale, except they're all lumped in as the same. Very much like how you're supposed to feel about deaths. Whereas, you know, the kid with the leukemia, he's definitely high on the sympathy meter. So he is AAA. Whereas the kid who blew his head off with the firework, or, you know, the dude who dies base jumping in a horrific base jumping accident, no one forced you to jump off the cliff, asshole. He's A. Or
He's single A.
Even rookie ball. He's low A. Not feeling bad scale.
I like the rookie ball one.
Yeah. Or it's like all right, so say you got a dude who's smokes a carton a day, has been told numerous times that smoking causes cancer, then he dies of lung cancer, and then, you know, we're supposed to have memorials and we're supposed to feel so bad and tributes to this dude, and he's like, he kind of knew what he was getting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know. Death just bothers me in general. Because everything at the funeral is like, oh, he was such a good man. No, he wasn't. Yeah, he really wasn't. He was kind of an A.
Luckily, I don't know too many A's, so A-holes not care about their deaths. So this was a really big tangent. What were we talking about?
That's all right. Good time. I actually think like these grab bag episodes they get more information in it.
I guess.
I suppose. Now, who's someone recently you know who died, and I'll tell you if you're supposed to feel bad or not.
Someone I know who recently died.
Yep.
God, I haven't been to a funeral in forever. Let me think. I'm trying to think of any. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Don't feel bad. No. Yep, that was low. All right. So I don't know what we accomplished here, but I had a good time. And, you know, Nick, this is actually just like one of our normal conversations that got recorded.
Yeah, it was exactly like that.
All right. And you know what? Nick's my friend. You should also tell another one of your friends about the Dad Mode podcast, because we'll talk about, you know what, taking advantage of babysitters, and also if you should feel bad if someone died and the manner in which they died and which they live. And that's what you get here in a full half hour of the Dad Mode podcast. Now, Nick, what sort of feedback have you gotten on the show?
A lot of people I know, they like conversations. I have one coworker, she likes it if when we're on topic or have specific like headline news.
This one.
Yeah, yeah, I know she is. I like a live action. Like if there's like a news topic that comes up, you know, I like little takes on that. I think, didn't you say we usually get really good hits on like, you know, like that one dino chick, you know?
Oh yeah, those parents. You know, if they passed away, don't feel bad.
We won't.
Actually, that might be too far.
No,
I felt a little bad about that one. It's all right. Also, if you want to support the show, dadmodepod.com. Click through our Amazon banner, top left corner. It'll take to Amazon. Bookmark it every time you buy something on Amazon, which you already do. Use our link, and we'll get a little taste, a little kickback. See, the last thing I ordered on Amazon, we got a pantry rack for the pantry in our kitchen. Just hung it yesterday. Ooh, I also got some hollow core door anchors, baby. So that pantry rack is not going anywhere. And I got a bunch of LED bulbs, which are energy efficient and are just beautiful. They're just good. And these are the sort of things that get me off now. LED bulbs. Because you know that I'm old, I'm a homeowner, and I'm domesticated, and I'm in the suburbs. LED. Yeah. What's the last thing you bought on Amazon, Nick?
I bought vacuum cleaner filters and
Keeping Up with the Kardashians season 4.
No, I did not buy that.
On Blu-ray.
And Boondock Saints 2 on Blu-ray.
All right, what's the next thing you're buying?
I'm actually trying to look for my Halloween costume. So
Ooh, where you gonna be?
I don't know. Whatever size fits me. I'm a large guy, so I need to find the large man section of the.
You should be the Twisty the Clown from American Horror Story Freak Show.
I have not seen that.
Look him up. Look him up.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's bad. All right. Our show's available on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at DadModePod, me at Andy Carlson Show, or Nick at NickAsun. Website is dadmodepod.com. But we're gone. We'll have to do a Halloween episode next week.
Yeah, we can do that.
Be a man, be a father, go dad mode, and we'll see you next time.
Think the episode you just heard is worth $1? Well, send it our way. Visit dadmodepod.com/support to find out how. Be a man, be a father. Go dad mode. The music is created and produced by deeB. To hear more of his tracks, visit soundcloud.com/deeB.